Hello, very good morning. Welcome to JS Testing Academy. Welcome to the next part of our video in manual testing series. All right, testing techniques. Okay, technique. The word is right. Some short way to achieve something that is called as testing techniques. There are some testing techniques which we use in our day-to-day activities in testing. Testing techniques can be divided into two. One is a black box testing technique. Next one is a white box testing technique. Black box testing means right the testing done by testers is called as black box testing, whereas white box testing is done by the developer. They follow some technique and we follow some technique. So we are worried about the technique since we are all testers, right? We worried about the testing, so we concentrate more on the black box testing techniques. Okay, basically there are some 4 to 5 testing techniques. One is boundary value analysis, next one is equivalence class partitioning, third one is decision tables, and fourth one is state transition diagram, and fifth one is error guessing. So all these things are right testing techniques, a short way to achieve something, to cover more test cases. All these right testing techniques are used in writing the test cases. Okay, all these things are used in while writing your test cases. Okay, so let's see one by one. Okay, while writing a test case you should apply these techniques so that you form a better test case, you cover more during your testing. So that is what is the idea or the way why we are using this one. Okay, next first one is boundary value analysis. The word boundary value analysis is checking the boundaries, checking the both minimum boundary and the maximum boundary, that is called as boundary value analysis. Suppose we take from 1 to 10, from 1 to 10, right? If you see this diagram, right, 1 to 10, if you want to test a value between 1 to 10, okay, if a particular field is accepting a value between 1 to 10, for example mobile number field, okay, it should accept only 10 digits, right? So what happens, 1 to 10 check it. So mobile, not mobile number, will take some other, right, some username, something like that, should accept only 1 to 10 characters. Okay, so we'll take that example. Suppose, right, what is a boundary between 1 to 10? For 1, what is a boundary, right? 0, 1, 2. For 10, what is a boundary? 9, 10, and 11. Okay, so the boundary means for 1 what is this side boundary and what is that side boundary. For 10, what is this side boundary and that side boundary. Okay, so in India Pakistan border, what will 10 as a boundary, right? Pakistan border place is also a boundary and Indian place is also a boundary, right? So both the things is called, we call it as a boundary. Okay, so 1, right, 1 0, right, 1 0 1 and 2. Okay, that is a boundary for 1, and 9 10 and 11 is the boundary for 10. So here there are right, if you see, right, there are two invalid cases. One is 0, that is less than 1, that is an invalid case, and 11 is an invalid case. Okay, but g 1 2 9 and 10 are positive cases. Okay, so we have two invalid class and one valid class. 1 2 9 10 are all considered as one class, whereas 0 is considered as one class and 11 is considered as one class. That might be an interview question which is asked, right? How many classes will come for right, 1 to 10? Two negative classes and one positive class. 1 2 9 10 is considered as one class, whereas 0 is a separate class and 11 is a separate class. So where this can be applied, right? For example, there is a right scenario where check the right username field is accepting 5 to 10 characters. There you can apply boundary analysis. You can check with 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11. Okay, or you can check with there is a mobile number field, you have to check with right, 10 digit, you have to check with 9 digit, 10 digit, and 11 digit. Okay, there is a ATM pin you need to check. Okay, 4 digit, right, 4 digit, right? You should check with right, 3 digit, 4 digit, and 5 digit. OTP you should accept only 6 digit, you can check with 5 digit, 6 digit, and 7 digit. Okay, so checking only the boundaries, that is called as, right, boundary value analysis. Okay, there is another example, right? Age field, right? It accepts 25 21 to 65 characters. Less than 20, right? Less than 21 is called as an invalid case. Between 21 to 64 is called as a valid test case. More than 65 is called as an right invalid case. As I told you, two invalid case and one valid case. So this checking the boundaries in either way, that is called as a boundary value analysis. Hope you learn something after this both the slides. Okay. Next one is right equivalence class partitioning. Equivalence class partitioning means dividing into partitions and then checking. That is called as equivalence class partitioning. If you take an example 1 to 100 mark system, 1 to 35 is fail, 35 to 50 is pass, 50 to 65 is very good, right? And more than 60, 65 is called as an excellent. Like that, you divide into partitions and then you check, that is called as equivalence class partitioning. But one thing you should do, right? I'm dividing into partitions, right? After dividing into partition, you should apply boundary value analysis. That is the most important thing. So boundary value analysis is a subset of equivalence partitioning. So boundary value analysis is a subset of equivalence partitioning. There is a limit between 10,000 to 50,000. Less than 10,000 is invalid. 10,000 to 15,000 is valid, and greater than 15,000 is invalid. So dividing into partitions, segregating. Boundary value analysis, you check only the boundaries, whereas equivalence class partition, you check the in between values also. Boundary check only the boundaries, whereas equivalence class partition, you check the in between values also. I'll take another example. Flight reservation system. 1 to 16 is child, 16 to 60 is adult, more than 60 is senior citizen. So 1 to 16 you divide one partition, 16 to 60 you divide one partition, and more than 60 you divide one partition. After that you do boundary analysis. So dividing into partitions and then you are doing, that is called as equivalence class partitioning. Okay. Next one is right age. Same thing, age, right, except 8 to 55. Okay, so less than 17, right, is invalid. Here you test in between values also, right? You take values from 8 to 56 and then greater than 57 also. Boundary analysis, you do only the boundaries, but equivalence class partitioning, you take the in between values also. That is a difference between boundary value analysis and equivalence class partitioning. Okay. Next one is decision tables. In our mathematics, right, in the college field study, right, this true false, right, we used to study in our mathematics. Same thing, decision table means there is a input. What are the possible outcomes? Okay, you draw a diagram. From that, you can create a test case. Normally, this is used to gather test data sheet. Test data sheet for that, this decision tables will be very useful. For example, there is an email address field and a password field. What are the different combinations of input we can give? For example, both invalid and error should come. One valid and one another invalid, error should come. Opposite, username invalid and password valid, error should come. Both valid, login successful. Leaving one empty and entering, error. On opposite, you are leaving empty and entering one thing. Both you are leaving empty and clicking sign button. What happens? So checking with all possible combinations, drawing a diagram and understanding that, and preparing a test data sheet. That is where we go for decision tables. Decision tables normally helps to prepare test data. What are the inputs we can give for a particular test case? This is also one technique which is used in our day-to-day activities during our test design phase, that is writing test cases and preparing test data. Okay, hope you learn this, right? You draw this diagram and prepare test data. Next one is state transition diagram. State transition diagram means this diagrams you normally draw during a requirements gathering phase or a requirement preparation phase, where by drawing this chart, you can gather more test cases. You can gather more flows. For example, you go to an ATM, insert this is standard, we all know, right? You go to ATM, insert a card, and enter a PIN. If you give correct PIN, it accepts. If you give a wrong PIN, it will ask for the first try. In first try, if you give correct PIN, it accepts. But if you give a wrong try, wrong PIN, it will ask for a third try. If third try, if you give a correct PIN, it accepts. If you give a wrong thing, it won't accept, and the card is getting blocked. So by drawing a diagram, we'll give all the flows of the particular functionality. Then we can start writing test cases and preparing test data. This is one of a technique which is followed in our day-to-day activities. Okay, so this is also like decision table. This is also one technique where we used to form our test cases and test data. Got it? Hope this slide is useful to you. Next one is error guessing. Error guessing means from the previous mistake you guess this error from my past mistake, right? I'll guess this error. For example, there is a project called as a date field, right? At the right 30 June 1982, right? There is a date field, but customer is telling this is wrong. Why means it is an US project. We have to interchange month and date here. First month, then date, then year. If you have a past experience, you guess this will be an error. In our automation world, we'll guess lot of errors, right? For example, any error which is happening, no such element exception. We immediately tell this is an XPath issue, WebDriver exception, browser issue. Some exception you tell dependency issue. From the past experience, you guess this error. Sometimes you will server down, environmental issue, database data is not reflecting properly, application down. One of an application which I was working while automating, the application won't launch, and the application capacity is that it can't accept more users. So with that experience, we can tell if I hit on the particular time, it will work properly. So guessing from the past experience, that is called as error guessing. Okay, so all these things are black box testing techniques. Hope this video is useful to you. Thanks for watching and continue to support us. Okay, bye. We'll meet you on the next video.